what was going on with that. Which way I turned the phone uh, said that something's wrong with the screen orientation. But anyway, so hopefully this one works out. All right, so these are my charges from the post office. Uh, so resisting law enforcement, Class A misdemeanor, and disorderly conduct, count 2. And then this is from the post office. I guess these are the witnesses. Gonzalez is an officer. Uh, I'm not sure who the other people are. But in total, there were 10 officers on scene. Uh, here's all the officers. John Constable, he was the sergeant, the officer number 2. He's the one that ordered my arrest on the sidewalk for trespassing and disorderly conduct. And then my property was kind of interesting because, while I was being arrested, I was so busy redressing everything that I didn't pay attention to what was really going on. So the total amount it says I have is 146. And then somebody in a red pen put a minus 20, and then made it 126. But there was no signature, no who made the correction, or maybe who stole the 20. I don't know. So I went to court on that for my initial hearing. And while I'm there, and all they do there is discuss the attorney and the charges, basically. So no big deal. But the prosecutor says they have 2 more charges for me. And this stems from my state building video and my interaction with the state troopers beaming. So the prosecutor brought these up. Count 1, criminal trespass. Count 2, disorderly conduct. And the odd thing about that is, other than the threat of arrest in the Ways and Means office, because they wanted me to leave, didn't like the fact that I was videoing, or maybe they didn't like the fact I was in there, regardless of whatever that is, I had every lawful right to be in there. And both troopers even said that I was in a public area, but they kind of threw a little fit about me borrowing a pen from a lady in the office just off of that room, off of that public area, because Kaylee Collinger, the lady who was working the desk, or I assume the gentleman was Benjamin Tooley, was the guy. I'm not sure, could be. But, he wanted me to leave the office for no reason. I wasn't doing anything wrong, wasn't breaking the law, wasn't being disorderly, wasn't being loud, none of that. So he just wanted me out of the office. So they refused to give me a pen and paper to do an APRA request, basically public information request form, and told me they don't do that there. So I asked the lady in the other office, and she gave me a pen and a piece of paper, and I was able to do my APRA request. And as I was handing the pen back, the troopers walked in. There's 2 videos to that, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is actually where I got the pen and paper from the lady in the other office and did my APRA request, and part 2 is where Lieutenant Beeman walks in and tells me that I'm not allowed in that office, and I explained to him that I'm just returning the lady's pen because she let me borrow her pen, and he don't want to hear that. Officers don't ever want to hear anything. They don't ever want to hear any facts. They just want to be able to demand and bark orders and command you around. I guess that's what they're used to. But I'm going to be changing all that. And so that's where we are with my court cases. And I do plan on getting back out there. They've still got my property. They've got 2 of my cell phones. I do have my body cam, but my body cam's got other evidence on it from other places I've been. So I'm really not trying to use that and overwrite that, even though, I guess if I could put it on the computer and save the information on there. And I could get another phone, but I mean, why should I? I mean, why would I have to do that when I've already got phones? I just bought a brand new phone for this purpose of getting the content to everybody that wants to see it. And apparently, to those of you who don't want to see it or don't understand it or don't care about it, you care more about their authority than our rights, which is mind blowing to me. Uh, there's not really a whole lot to say. I mean, my court appearances keep getting rescheduled and rescheduled. I was supposed to go to court Monday. Well, that got rescheduled till sometime in July now. Uh, my attorney, she's supposed to be looking at the footage over the weekend. I sent her all the videos relating to these charges and told her, you know, everything's pretty much there. I mean, even the officers denying evidence, the officers admitting I'm in a public place. I mean, it's all there. So where these trespasses and disorderly come from, I mean, they're going to charge me for defending my rights. I mean, is that where the disorderly is coming in from? You have a right to redress your grievances, and I mean, I do that to the max. Uh, I don't want to do that. I'd prefer to have a nice casual conversation. I'd rather they say, look, this is a public area, this is a public office. As long as he's not disorderly, loud, or tearing anything up, then he's got every right to record in this public area. So, you know, just let him do his business, and when he's done, he'll move along. I mean, nobody's staying there. I don't want to stay there and hang out. But, you know, when they don't want to identify, like in the state building, I asked, I believe it's Ben, I told him, you know, if you would have identified yourself to me, then, I mean, I wouldn't have to sit here and wait. But, I mean, I don't know if that's your way of getting some kind of authority over me or what's going on in your mind. And you just don't want to give me your name. I mean, what's the name tag for, right? I mean, they give you name tags. I mean, introduce yourself to the public. You know, show me around. But no, I mean, I turn around and look at him. He's automatically just for me to leave the room. Why do I have to leave the room? You don't want me in here? I mean, there's a jar there full of candy. There's a pack of Oreos there, which I'm sure the Oreos wouldn't be for the public, but you never know. There's a name plaque there for Kaylee Collinger. I mean, it's not a public area. The trooper says it's a public area, but you want me to leave a public area because you want me to leave? Because I didn't do anything wrong? I mean, what type of sense does that make? And then you don't want to identify yourself. You don't want to take my public records request because you failed to identify yourself, and I want to identify you. You tell me all your information's online anyway. Online and find your information myself. I mean, I can do an APRA request and get your information regardless. And I mean, I do believe that they fulfilled my APRA request. I mean, I just saw that it came in. This is a while back. And like I said, I thought the state building was over with, you know, pretty much in the rear view. I was going to go back at some point, back to the Ways and Means office, just because the way they acted to see if they had learned anything. And then I find out that they submitted these charges, or Beeman submitted these charges from the state building. And there's actually a no contact order that was part of my court paperwork on Ben Tooley and his employees. And I'm like, Ben Tooley, who is that? Because I got to looking at my court papers, and I'm like, wait, these dates don't match up. Nothing's matching up. So what are they talking about? And then I realized that it's from the Ways and Means office in the Capitol building. And I mean, it's actually an arrest because after I went to court, I had to go back through reprocessing, had to get reprocessed again for those charges. So, I mean, I didn't go to CJC over it, but it's an arrest. I mean, there's court, and at the state capitol, I was never identified. I never gave any identifying information. I did submit complaints on Beeman for his actions, and that video is up on my channel as well. I went to the state police office and submitted the complaint and an APRA request. They never fulfilled my APRA request. And of course, the complaint, we know where those go. Those go nowhere. So, some interesting stuff I found out. And I mean, I want to get back out there. I want to bring you guys some more content. But right now, I've got quite a bit going on. I am probably going to do something next week. I mean, I can't leave you guys all hanging. There are some places I've been wanting to go and check out and see how they act. I mean, this is what this is all about, right? We want to see how they act, make sure they respect our rights, respect us as the public, respect us as their bosses. We pay them, and all we need is, for them to respect us. We don't need them to kiss our boots or nothing like that, but a little common courtesy would be nice, and I'm still looking for that. I've seen a little bit at the Capitol building with some of the employees, but when the bad outweigh the good, there's definitely a problem that needs fixed. And that's what I'm going to do, and that's what you guys are going to help me do, because it's going to be you guys that actually create the change. My little one complaint here and there, that's not doing anything. That's probably going in the garbage, and they're probably laughing that off. But they won't be laughing too much once I start holding them accountable, just like they're trying to hold me accountable on things that I didn't commit. But these are the things that they did commit. These are laws that they broke. I never broke any laws. They're breaking the laws. They're violating civil rights. They're the criminals, not me. And they want to hold me for stuff that I didn't do. I'm going to hold them accountable for things that they did do. And that's just how that's going to go. So, I mean, sometimes education is expensive. And it's going to be pretty expensive for them, especially when they take my freedom away. That's not cheap. It's going to have a hefty price tag on it. Uh, so, my lawyer's going to be watching my videos. I'm supposed to go have a meeting with her next week. I'm going to tell her that I want to be able to video my hearing, because when I went to court, I noticed they had an electronic billboard there with everybody who's going to court's name on it. And I saw where it says that it's warning the people that they may be videoed because, there may be a chance of media's in there. Well, I'm part of the media. So, and you want to put the media on trial, so let's have the media on trial. Hey, Jocko. So that's pretty much an update on everything. Uh, there's really not much else to say. I mean, I've pretty much just been laying back, trying to figure this stuff out. I've been gathering as much paperwork as I can. I'd like to get a hold of that standing order, that with the postal inspector sent out to the post offices to where they're not supposed to engage people videoing in the post office. That would be great. Uh, I'm probably going to have to go to the post office and see if I can do an Apple request, or see if they have it on hand, and just give it to me or give me a copy of it. It'd be a nice form to take, even though, I mean, the case has already been beat numerous times. Indiana can't be no better than anybody else and restrict my right to video in public. So, I mean, the Supreme Court's already ruled on it. It's lawful. I did nothing wrong. I answered everybody's questions. Nobody answered my questions. That's what the problem was. Nobody answered my questions. All the officers wanted to do is stand around and try to find something to incriminate me on. Well, you can't incriminate somebody that doesn't break the law. Yeah, I've got poster 7. I've still got the paper that De Leon inside the post office was trying to hand me, and then she wanted to hold it up in front of my camera to show my viewers what she was showing me, which is nonsense. I mean, the Constitution is the highest law of the land, so that's the only piece of paper they should have been showing me, is the Constitution, right? Freedom of press, freedom to redress our grievances. Yeah, I went to the post office or the library, Jocko, and I spent like $11 and got a stack of papers that I printed. So, poster 7 was part of it, and then trespass. I mean, they're coming up with this trespass nonsense. I mean, how do you trespass on public property? That's what I want to ask the judge is, Your Honor, could you give me the statute for trespassing on public property? And if there is such a statute that exists, which it doesn't, then I want you to show me where I overlooked a trespassing sign or a restricted area sign anywhere that I've ever been. It doesn't exist because it's not a law. I mean, it's a nonsense. These officers are dumber than shit. I mean, there's nothing more I can say about that. But I am at the park. Actually, Eagle Creek. Nice, semi-quiet area. I didn't plan on making too long of a video. I just wanted to update everybody because I've seen a lot of questions, and I do go through the messages whenever I can to try to answer everybody's questions and keep everybody updated. I mean, I talk to everybody except for just the people that are so flat out ignorant with their bootlicking or misunderstanding, or I'm not sure what it is. And then I look at their subscribers and I'm like, you got 3, 4, 5, you got under 10 subscribers, and you want to bash me and get an argument going to gain subscribers. I don't know what the deal with that is, but I mean, I guess they think if they argue with somebody that's doing something lawful that they don't understand, or that something that they don't agree with, they can bash us and get an argument started and then gain followers. I mean, I don't know. And then they talk about how many followers I've got, and I mean, it's going to take work. I mean, like I said, my first Martinsville video, over 100,000 views, messed up my algorithm. I know my YouTube stuff is not set up right. My YouTube channel is not set up right. I don't think my YouTube video was falling in line with everybody else's videos. So I'm thinking maybe my content is kind of hard to find unless people are spreading the word out about me. Nate Skates did. People's Court Audits, he reposted my video. Nate Skates reposted my Martinsville pullover video. Then I had one of those frauditor channels. He posted my video, and of course, that's just a bash fest there. But I mean, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he believes. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's a cop. Maybe he's a postal worker. Maybe he works for the public. I don't know. But I thought about going through there and telling him, that's a copyright infringement. But then I thought, you know what? What's the point? I mean, who cares? So let his viewers watch my video, and whatever. They might come over to my channel and see what else I've got on there. I mean, people are going to do what they do, and I'm going to do what I do. And I'm going to be back out there. Like I said, next week I may get out there. I mean, I'm actually having to borrow a phone right now. I could buy a phone, but I don't see the point in that. I've got my body cameras still, so I could use that. And I could use a phone, but I try not to take it too much because, it's not my property. And I don't want to be responsible for somebody else's property and buy somebody else a phone when they could have bought me one. I don't know if my live feed throws up. I see a couple comments on there. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me. I just wanted to give everybody an update. I know a lot of people are wondering what's going on, and a lot of you people really appreciate my channel, and I appreciate you guys back. You guys are going to be the ones that make the difference. Me, I'm not going to be the one. I mean, I'll get out there and I'll spread the awareness, but one complaint, that's not going to do anything. The lawsuits may do a little something, but that's not going to get everybody. Not everybody's going to know all at once. Indiana, I mean, it's fairly small, but there's a lot of bad here, more bad than good. So it's going to take time to get who I am around. Grilling, huh? I'm starving too. I'm sitting here starving. And you got to bring up grilling, Jocko? Send me a burger through the phone. But anyway, there's your guys' update. It is what it is. We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'll try to get you some more content next week. I got a couple of interesting places I'd like to go check out. So I think I'll just do that. All right, till next time. Guess I'll talk to you guys later.